I hoped that putting New York 3,000 miles away from me would put Lanny well behind me. I started packing the last of my clothes. BJ tossed a manuscript alongside the pantsuit I was folding. It was the chapter from Lanny's autobiography that had been sent to my apartment under such odd circumstances. I'd only heard BJ's synopsized version of the manuscript. My flight home would be a fine chance to read it through carefully. BJ lit a cigarette. "When are you going to start interviewing Vince Collins?" "I'm planning to call him tomorrow and set up something for as early as the next day." "You going to tell him about you and Lanny?" I've been so busy calculating my side and Lanny's side of the equation that I'd not thought much about how Vince might react to such a revelation. God, I really had been stupid, hadn't I? BJ stubbed out her cigarette hastily. "Can we eat right away? I'm starving. I haven't had a good meal in over a week. Honeycake, may I be blunt with you about that spray-painted desert with a sprinkler system you call Los Angeles? What in God's name do you people do for food out there? There's nowhere ethnic. It's all Robert Redford restaurants, the blonde leading the bland. Italian cuisine means a pizza burger. Japanese is a teriyaki burger. French means fries. Every time I ate foreign cuisine in Los Angeles, I found myself saying, 'Gee, Toto, I think we're still in Kansas.'" She grabbed my arm. "I need spice. Flavor? I want to go to a restaurant where no waiter named Brad asks us if we've ever dined here before and then explains to us how it all works. As a matter of fact, I'd prefer it if our waiter hardly spoke English at all. I want jagged, dangerous, New York, foreign food." The obvious answer struck me. "Look, BJ, I know you're the New Yorker here, but have you ever had Szechuan cuisine?" Fuck Lanny Morris, I thought, and I had more personal insight into that particular profanity than most women in America. I considered how nice it would be to reclaim the Szechuan garden on Doyer Street with BJ, wrest it from Lanny, and make it our own. A half hour later, we headed up the stairs to the restaurant. I wondered if Lee, the manager, would recognize me. "Oh, I know you," called out Lee, pointing at me with the index fingers of both hands. "You come here with Mr. Lanny Morris," he proclaimed so that others in the restaurant would hear him, employing what I now firmly believed was a completely fraudulent accent. "You bring your friend," he pumped BJ's hand, "to the hottest restaurant in New York. Ah, you bring champagne? Good, we open for you. Where do you want to sit, here?" We sat where he indicated. "You want me to order dishes that Mr. Lanny Morris likes? He come here often," he added loudly for the benefit of any nearby tables. I was smarting that Lanny had been fanfared by Lee more than I liked. We had walked in on our own, we had brought our own booze, and would be paying our own check. But Lee was making me feel as if we were Lanny's guests. Then I realized the one thing I could order that would make me feel as if I'd momentarily trumped the loathsome Lanny. "Lee," I said, "we'd love to have the, King Pao chicken and the lamb and tea sauce, but you know what we'd also like to try? That, dish that Lanny sent back? Lobster and chili sauce." "I knew you weren't a Jew," he cried. The restaurant went silent for just a moment. Apparently, the predominantly Asian clientele understood English perfectly. As conversation resumed, Lee asked, "You ladies want to pick your lobster?" BJ nodded. Yeah. I always like it when I go to a steakhouse and pick which cow will be slaughtered. Even better when I'm having veal piccata." The lobsters shared their bubbling water tank with a bed of understandably sullen crabs. Black rubber bands held the claws of the crustaceans in check to stop them from attacking each other. "Do you see any particular lobster that looks delicious?" asked Lee. I wanted to inform Lee that delicious was a hard term to apply to any greenish-blue skeletal creature with antennae. BJ apparently didn't have any qualms about selecting which arthropod would go to its doom. "Look at that guy," she smiled. "He's got a lot of fight." BJ's lobster had broken the rubber band that had been intended to emasculate him. "That's the one I want," she declared, and ever game, started to reach into the tank to pluck him out. "Where do I grab him?" Lee caught her wrist with surprising abruptness and pulled it away from the tank. "Don't do that! His cutter claw is totally capable of shearing off your finger," he snapped, simultaneously betraying the sham of his Charlie Chan accent. Lee had a net that was used to scoop up the doomed one, and we went back to our table where a waiter was topping off our champagne glasses for us. But from that moment on, the rest of the meal, BJ's reaction to Szechuan cuisine, the taxi ride back to BJ's place, Dropping her off and getting my bags, the limo I'd booked to JFK, boarding the 747, taking my favorite seat. Not one bit of it went into this.